Hi there, this week's keyword is wonder. This is another word that I like. It's a word that we use to ask ourselves questions. I wonder if... And if you followed me for a while, then you'll know I'm a fan of working with the learners' questions in the classroom. But wonder is also a feeling. It's a feeling of amazement and incredulity or admiration. And of course, there's Wonder Woman. In last week's video, I talked about sparking curiosity. Wonder is almost a synonym of curiosity. It's feeling curious and wanting to know something. And we often use it with why. Yeah, I wonder why. But I'm getting distracted here. Let's get back to the classroom. If we want our students to be curious and ask questions, we need to model this. And that means showing wonder, showing interest and showing excitement, demonstrating how interesting the world is and, of course, signalling that what students are learning is interesting too. Many teachers aim to appear knowledgeable and calm in the classroom. The teacher is supposed to be the one with all the answers. What could they possibly find interesting in the lesson? Surely they know all this stuff already. But think about the message that this sends out. The lesson is boring. I already know everything and I have nothing new to learn. Is this what you want your students to copy? I'm sure it isn't. So we need to show wonder in what we do. Let's model curiosity and excitement about our topic. We can do this by reacting to information with enthusiastic phrases like, I didn't know that. How interesting. No way. Really? Wow, that's amazing. I want to know more about that. We can also talk about the things that we're curious about, or maybe a time when you discovered something new. We also need to allow opportunities for students to ask questions and, if possible, turn these into learning opportunities. Let me describe a situation to you. During an activity, a student, let's call her Jenny, remembers something that she saw on the way to class. She'd noticed a poster with some words that looked like English, and she remembers one of the words and she asks her teacher what it means. But the teacher doesn't know where the girl saw the word and she doesn't know anything about the context, and she decides that the word is not relevant to students of this age. So he tells Jenny to get on with her work and to forget about it. But of course Jenny can't forget about it. Now she wants to know what it means more than ever. The poster, and in particular these words in English, really sparked Jenny's curiosity. The teacher decided to ignore this and carry on with the lesson, and perhaps that was the right decision in the moment, we don't know. But it's important for us to remember that curiosity often gets squeezed out of children by adults by refusing to answer their questions. Sometimes we even go as far as telling them that it's a stupid question. Now, when this happens, we're sending out a message that we don't care about what our students or our children want to know. This isn't the message that we want to share if we want a learner-centered classroom where our students become independent learners. Traditional teaching invites students to answer rather than ask questions, and usually these are the teacher's questions and they're not real. They're ICQs and CCQs, and they're not always that interesting. But what if we try to not only keep curiosity alive, but we also actively encouraged it? Where we encourage our students to ask questions they don't know the answers to, and where we as teachers also ask questions that we don't know the answers to. What effect do you think this would have on learners? For a start, they'd get better at asking questions, which is something that many learners struggle with. but they'd also feel like their questions are valid. And therefore, they'd be more open to asking questions when they need help or when they haven't understood something. And even more importantly, they'd be interested in finding out the answer to their questions. And this is what creates the perfect learning opportunity. So we're going to do an activity, and this week's activity is a simple way to start any lesson, and I'm going to demonstrate it with you. So I want you to have a look at this picture. What can you see here? I'll give you a few seconds just to have a look and notice things. Try not to make any interpretations, just focus on what you actually see. Now, what do you think about this picture? Do you have any thoughts or interpretations or reflections about it? And what do you wonder about this picture? What questions do you have? This is a visible thinking routine, and it's a great way to start a new topic or unit, or even a lesson. It's also a really good activity to use as a provocation. If you haven't yet seen video 6, you can find the link at the end of this video. This activity sparks curiosity, and it gives students an opportunity to wonder and think about any questions they have. And these questions probably won't actually have answers. So it's a good way of developing critical thinking skills. This week's tip is about the question we can ask in the classroom. As well as asking those CCQs that we mentioned earlier, we should also ask real questions that our students can answer. Questions that you don't know the answer to. If there's factual information required, invite students to share what they know and to teach you and each other. This fosters independence and it inspires confidence in learners. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, give it a like, and don't forget to watch the rest of the videos in this series, Learning to Fly.